What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Triple T podcast for knife makers. My name is Jerid Sandoval from Echo Blades, and always I have my buddy, Mr. Denis Tyrell from Tyrell Knifeworks. Yo tengo el gato en el pantalones.
What's that? I have a cat in my pants.
Yeah, yo tengo el grande diablo en el pantalones.
That's
¿Dónde,
the most Spanish I've ever heard you say.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde
What did
está el baño?
this is as funny as Pickle saying dumb shit in French.
That's right, buddy. From the worst Mexican in the world, I'm wishing you a very, very, very merry Cinco de Mayo, sir.
Oh yeah, I did my share. I had tacos and beer today.
Nice.
Tacos and Corona.
Good, good. I had tacos as well.
I'm sure that completely annoys the shit out of every real Mexican. Not that you're not real, but
Oh, well.
like that. All we do is mock their holiday by eating tacos and drinking beer. But
I like to think of it as celebrating, but neither here nor there.
How you been? What's new?
Oh, not much. Just did I really, really well, it's actually frustrating, but I did have a pretty good amount of time in the shop this weekend and
Oh, that was frustrating.
Got some stuff done. I really have like these what I'm realizing are goals that maybe aren't so based in reality with like what I'm going to get done.
Oh yeah,
And I end up with what I end up with, but
yeah.
so that's the frustrating part.
Kim knows when I say, yeah, I'll just be half an hour in the shop. She knows that means an hour and a half, or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Everything takes longer than you expect, right?
Dude, everything takes way longer. And then when you're nervous about something. So I finished up the, well, not quite finished, but the tactical chupacabra is it's pretty much a wrap, dude. All I got to do is lube it up with some pelican oil, sharpen it, and then laser pecker that thing, and it's out the door.
Lubing it up with oil and laser in your pecker.
That's right.
That might be the title of the show.
I love that. Yeah, that's all that's left though. And I went ahead and did the re-etch on it last night after finishing up the handles. And man, I don't know why, but etching Damascus is stressful for me.
You sounded stressful earlier on the phone.
I was pretty stressed. I was like, I didn't want to, it's just there's not enough application. I've watched a billion fucking YouTubes. I've seen it a bunch of times, and but for whatever reason, it's still just nerve wracking for me. But I did buy a very cost effective bubbler, and I was talking with Noah, and I put the little thing in there, and I was just like watching it in the gator piss, and like I don't know, those little tiny bubbles in the agua. They were calming to me, dude. It kind of like chilled me out, and but it came out great, man. I'm glad I switched it up and went with the Gulso boats and did the got
Good.
the spine all etched up, so looks great.
Yeah, it always looks better. Well, not always. For Damascus, I think it always looks better. I think sometimes the stone wash with the silver edge can look really cool.
Yeah. Who was I talking to? I was talking to Donnie Dulovich. He had just done one, and he had the silver spine. And I asked him what his thought was and what he was thinking, just out of curiosity, man. The knife came out great, and I liked his response. It was he was saying that there was enough 15 and 20 in the pattern to like that popped to the spine and kind of worked it out. And I was like, oh, I can dig that. So it came out really good. So I guess there's a application and process for every single build.
Yeah. I mean, when I do classes, because I just finished another class this weekend, we don't have time to do Gulso boats and all that shit. So, but the most of them like to do the stone wash.
Yeah,
But when we do the spine, because they're doing the handle, they actually buff the spine. And for some reason, like buffing the spine and it's nice and shiny, that does it for me. I like it when the spine's nice and shiny, and then you get the stone wash over the knife. That looks good.
100%. I completely agree. That
Yeah.
really does make it pop here. So after putting this knife together, right? So I've had it for a long time. My plan
Too long.
when yeah, whatever. Fuck off. When 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 I initially, you know, dreamt it up or was putting the handles that I picked for it. I have some purple box elder from Rob's Wildwood, and I chose like a purple liner, and I think I had purple pins too, but they were. It's not like a dark
Purple, huh?
purple. Yeah, it was like a weird purplish colors. You'll see. And I'm not against purple. Whatever, dude. Um, you just fucked me all up.
All I can think is the purple Teletubby. Like, that's you now.
I do look like a purple Teletubby. That's great. That's great. Now I'm going to be a Teletubby meme. Fuck off.
Bobby, that's your cue.
Teletubby and Crocs. Thank you. Yo soy Teletubby.
Oh, I'm going to put that as the show notes.
Oh, that's pretty good. Anyways, back to what I was trying to say, asshole. The planning, the scheme for your knife really doesn't play out well when you wait a long time, right? And then you come up with like an entirely new etching process that you didn't even I don't even know if it was around when I started. That's how fucking old this is. But I had really intended to do ferric, and have been and will probably do more, but I kind of liked it when you etch it in ferric and then you sand it back down and you get that like low contrast. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you take so it's more gray, darker gray, and with the 15 and 20. So I thought that would go good with the box elder that I had, but the shit came out super dark,
Yeah.
like really awesome dark, and then I was kind of like looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, And then when I finished the box elder, this shit came out so nice. Like it almost looks like a rock. It doesn't even look
It,
like wood.
I was thinking the same thing when I saw it on today. It looks like a polished stone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It came out like crazy. So, I mean, it is
That,
what it is, and the customer's happy with it. So, I mean, that's all that matters. But
that's a block from Oleg, right?
no, that's Rob's
Oh,
Wildwood.
it's Rob. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
some just box elder burl. I mean, it just came out like I
Yeah, it
was
looks
like,
good.
I always take them. I mean, it's still my favorite.
Yeah.
It's
The
still my favorite.
yellow's in it, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, and then I'll go and I'll show my son and my wife, and I'll show them the shitty one and be like, "This looks great, huh?" And then I'll show them the other one. They're like, "Are you messing with me?" But yeah, it just looked like a rock, dude. So it was pretty cool, and I started thinking about like how you really have to uh, like envision these things, for the end product, and
Absolutely.
I guess it just comes with experience with how many times you work with a certain material and how it all comes together. But yeah, it was weird. It was a kind of like a moment where I was just like, this is nothing like I had originally planned. So
Yeah, I usually pick out the hand material if I'm gonna do liners, stuff like that. I'm thinking about the hand material, like when I'm doing the Damascus, or I'm like before I'm hand sanding the blade, I'm thinking about what the material is, and I usually have it picked out already at that point.
yeah, I mean, you for pattern welded, you kind of got to let the pattern kind of speak to you. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
for mono steel, I think you can make whatever you want look great, but Yeah.
Cool. What have I been doing this week? It's Kim's birthday tomorrow. For you guys listening, would be yesterday. So my wife's birthday. Yay! She tells
Happy
everyone
birthday, Cam.
she tells everyone she's 32, but not quite.
6.
30. It doesn't matter. Neither one's right. But I'm not going to tell you the actual one because she'll yell at me.
I said 21. I mean,
You're just because you're a brown noser. That's why.
no, it's because Kim's awesome. That's all.
So did I tell you that we went indoor skydiving this week?
No, I picked up somewhere on the socials that happened because I think originally it was we're potential like cruise or something, dinner cruise on the bay, right?
Yeah. Well, we changed, but this wasn't for her birthday.
Oh, you
No,
just scared the
no.
shit out of her for no reason.
I'm going to tell you the quick story. So when we were in December in Cabo with our friends Dan and Denis, she knows I don't like pedicures and I don't want a pedicure and a manicure. That is not my thing. And so she signed us up anyway because you get a free pedicure, manicure, massage. And she knows I just want the massage. And we get down there and the lady goes, "Oh, okay, so I have you set up for 4 pedicures." I'm like, "No, I'm not doing it." And she's like, "No, come on, do it." I'm like, "No, I'm not doing it." And we had this like 5-minute argument in front of like this beautiful spa. And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do it." And then I finally caved and I said, "Fine, you have to do something that I pick." So that's finally that. This was her payback. The 4 of us went indoor skydiving because I knew it would kind of freak her out, but she would still kind of like it. She says she hated it, but I know she didn't. But it was pretty fun. Have you ever done it?
You got a pedicure?
I did. No, I did get a pedicure in December, but
That's good. That's how you make your Crocs bling. You're on your way, bro. You're on your way.
no, it's not going to happen.
Oh man. Speaking of, I have not been indoor skydiving. I think skydiving is, I don't want to be disrespectful to people that do it, but so a wise person once told me there's only 2 things that fall out of the sky. That's bird shit and idiots. So I don't fuck around. Lynn wants to go like really bad, and I yeah, not
Yeah,
my
this
thing.
was indoor skydiving for everyone that didn't hear that. You're in like one of those tubes with it's like 10 feet across and there's a big fan under you and
And
you're
how high up
floating.
to the roof do you go? You just stay like 5 feet on the ground?
Yeah, you're like
Oh yeah, no,
shoulder
that's not
height,
bad. Yeah, that's okay.
but
I
you're
can do it.
floating like you would if you were free falling. It's really
Okay.
fun. If you haven't tried it, you should try it.
Where did you go?
Union City.
It was Union City. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
Steel, and the closest one I think is Sacramento or something.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I don't think it's that bad.
See, don't be a pussy.
Well, I am. So this isn't news here.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Where are we going to start today?
Um, I don't know, man. It was kind of a boring week, to be honest with you. Not much happened. I mean, I heard some rumblings here and there, but nothing interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing interesting happened.
No. I mean, I do want to point out the fact that you completely fucking botched the fire and steel thing. It had me reconsidering all kinds of stuff, and then I'm like, the next day I started reading some posts, and I'm like, these fools are not serious. And here I am. I got what's the word you used? Hoodwinked? Is that
Yeah. Well,
another Canadian term?
to be fair, so for everyone, Fire and Steel podcast is not over. They basically were saying they ended the show. They only ended their second, whatever they call it, season or whatever. It's bullshit. But I sent Toby and owner a message saying, "I've only listened to the first 5 minutes. I'm thinking you guys are either full of shit or whatever. And I can't believe you're throwing in the towel, da 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 da." And then they even responded back to me like they didn't confirm or they didn't deny that they weren't ending it. So that's what kind of sealed it for me. So it wasn't just me. And they only told everyone in like the last 30 seconds of the show. And I'm not the only one, because they lost 2 patrons because they thought the show was ending, so they canceled their Patreon. So I'm pretty sure the joke is on Toby and Owner for that.
Well, they were committed. I mean, full send on the commitment there.
Right. I did talk to them. It was like Thursday, and he said, "Oh yeah, we're recording right now. Do you want to come on and do the winners?" I'm like, "The voting's not even over yet. I can't come on and tell you who the winners are." So, yeah.
So you still got your way.
Well, yeah.
Huh,
So
well, that's good.
Toby and Owner are wankers, and we will continue.
Wankers. You're wankers from the triple twats.
So we will be announcing the winners of the Viking Challenge today on this podcast right here.
Wow.
Yeah. But we're going to save it to the end of the show to make you fuckers listen to the whole thing. And no fast forwarding. That's cheating.
There's not even a fast forward option on this episode.
Oh, there isn't? Oh, we took it away?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know I had that power.
It's our form of clickbait. Keep pushing it. Just try, fuckers. Oh, man.
So some other exciting stuff happened this week. The Sand Shark sanding machine went up for pre-order, and I am tickled pink, thrilled, any other kind of euphemisms you want to say for being excited that they sold out. The pre-order was 25 because they didn't want to go crazy. 25 sold out in like 8 hours.
Wow.
So I was blown away. I did not think, I thought maybe 10 or 15, but I didn't think all 25. And then I'm getting messages from people, hey, I can't buy them. They're all sold out. So I'm probably gonna, I am gonna open up another drop next week. I wanted to get parts ordered, the machining of the parts underway. I didn't want to be like, get too ahead of myself. So sometime next week, and you'll see messages and IG posts and all that shit about the second drop opening up. But I do have to say that I do my website through GoDaddy, and they froze my account because they're like, what's going on? Like, what do you mean pre-order? Like, you got to, and I basically had to send them proof of like my bank statement, my like the invoices for parts that I ordered, when it was going to be available, because they want to make sure I'm not scamming people, which, I was not upset that they were verifying this, but they turned it around in a day, so it was pretty good.
Wow. That's a trip. Well, congratulations, man. That's a big deal.
It's been awesome. I've been super excited, and now there's going to be like a truckload of parts coming to the house. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I had a couple people message me that they got in on the pre-order, and I was like, "Wow, man, right on."
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't hoping it bombed, but that would have been funny.
Asshole. So much for your second version. Jeez. I'm going to keep you on that old prototype.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. No, that's really freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
I was pretty shocked when I read that that you got them off that quick, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. So what else? What's on your side?
Well, I had a pretty big day on Thursday for me. I was fortunate enough to wake up for the 6,210th day consecutive without the use of drugs and alcohol, and that math converts over to 17 years.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I've thought about for a long time. I've learned over the years that it's something that I don't necessarily just share. As opposed to when I first got clean, I used to just run around telling everybody, "Hey, yeah, I'm an ex-dope fiend." Yeah. Right off the cup, right off the rip, and just sharing because, you live a life where things are bad, right? And you make a change for the good and you start, participating in positive things, right? And you get a support group and different people in your life. And then, as opposed to all the negative feedback that I used to get when I was using, you want to share. And but I've learned over the years that not everybody is very open-minded and, understanding when you just voluntarily blurt shit out like that. And I'm a recovering addict. Not that there's anything difference between a recovering alcoholic or alcoholism. It's all the same to me. But when I say recovering addict, you get a different look, right? So um, I uh, I I share when it's appropriate, right? But I do feel that we have a responsibility as people in recovery to share um, that it is possible, right? And that's kind of my, I mean, that's the whole reasoning for the program um, that I used is to to give back and share that we can change and people do. So, but leading up to that, every year, every time that it's always pretty emotional time for me. Real lot of nostalgia, a lot of it's not guilt or shame, but it's a trying to firmly understand and remember how shitty things were and that it's not like that today, right? So I don't ever want to forget how it was when I was actively using and how shitty everything was and what a scumbag I was. Um, so it's a pretty emotional week, I should say, and then that day is really something else. So um, it's really good to feel all those feelings, though. It's not that I want to make this about the something that this show's not really about, but I think it's important because there may be somebody out there that's maybe even thinking or contemplating, and I can just tell you that today my life is infinitely better, and I'm a better husband, a better father, a better friend, a better employee, a better just all around. I laugh just as hard as I ever have. I mean, you can see you know I'm pretty happy go lucky guy, and I do that without ever using. So life is good, man, and I just appreciate all the people that, if you are listening and you've been a part of this from before, during, or in the future, I appreciate the support. And I just special shout outs to my family, my wife, and my kids for loving me through all that. And I love you and I thank you. So
No, I'm super proud of you. And I didn't know you before. I know you now. And, I can't imagine what you went through back then and how you felt. But hearing you talk about it now, we've had tons of
yeah,
conversation about it. And
sure,
I'm happy you talked about it. I think you should. Um, I think it's a part of you, it's
yeah,
behind you. And I'm super proud of you for you and your family. And,
yeah.
you know, good job.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. And the important part is that it's not behind me, right? It's a choice that we
Yeah.
make every single day. I just kind of want to make sure that that's not clear. Like I don't have this thing licked. I don't feel like I have this thing licked. There's moments where I'm in situations that I got to make these very basic, fundamental, the tool bag that you build to make a decision every single day, because that's how you get here. Is just for today. Every day you make a decision. um, I think I heard somebody put a post. It was probably Brian, but it was about like every time it gets real shitty, I'll think I'll just get fucked up tomorrow, right? And I'll tell myself that every day that happens, right? And I reconsider. My sponsor used to tell me just justify it to me, Jerid, and we'll go get hammered together, And I could never, I could never
That's a good
rationalize
one.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And and the next day, all these feelings are temporary, and I end up thankfully waking up and with a new frame of mind. And
Yeah, that's
um
good. Like, tell me how it's going to make you feel better. And
yeah, How's it
you
going to
know,
make it anything better? Anything,
right. That's a
change
really
for
good. I've
positive?
never heard that before, but that's a good one.
Yeah. So it takes work, and it's a commitment, and I wish I was more active in the process than I used to be, but the lasting recovery longevity of it all, it's a definitely a journey, but um, just no disillusions that every morning it's a choice, and I'm grateful to have to consistently make this choice, to allow me to be here right now drinking sparkling water.
Well, I'm glad you made the good choice. So
Yeah, you don't want to see me after about 6 or 7 sparkling waters, boy.
you could be in the bathroom peeing. Give me a break.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but yeah, that was cool. That's good. I'm glad it's over.
yeah,
March on here.
yeah. On to 18, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
What else? I had a couple of feedback things too that I wanted to talk about. Was the really importantly, Team Crocs is growing.
Like, where's your mute button? I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah, it's here, dude. It's a fact. Team Crocs is growing. Team Fresh and Clean is growing. I got a couple more people jumping in on my
What are you
side.
gonna make T-shirts for Blade or something?
I'm just gonna, just let everybody know. If you want to wear Crocs and have a nice fade, then come hang out.
Those two things should be polar opposite.
No, no. But the major one was the question that we asked about leaving the belts on the
Oh
grinder
yeah,
in
yeah.
tension.
Uh-huh.
So um eh, at first I got a bunch of people that were, yeah, of course you take them off. Of course you take them off. But my buddy Noah at Antioch, um, we were discussing the project, the concept or the topic, and so we reached out to a abrasive supplier that just
Oh,
an
look at you doing
anonymous.
research.
Yeah, and it you're full of shit. That's what it comes down to. There's no basis behind
Hey, I
this.
told you I had no bait. It was like personal belief. I didn't have any facts.
Yeah. So Jeff's had an interesting take on it too. That he at his company they actually have a machine that they when the belts you get the belt that's a little wonky and it's not tracking right. They
Yeah.
actually put it in a tensioning machine for a little bit to like help stretch it out, and sometimes that brings it back. That's what he was sharing with me, that actually by stretching it out, or keeping it in tension, not stretching it by any means, that it actually is beneficial for those wonky ones. And I think the only one that probably makes sense not to to keep on is like a leather for stropping. I could see that one, blowing out if you
It'll
keep that
stretch
thing on straight.
longer and
Yeah,
longer.
yeah. You'll have a friggin' 2 by 90, but you keep it up. So, yeah, but there was quite other people that felt the opposite way too. But so I think it doesn't matter.
Oh, we should call Mythbusters and get them to do some actual scientific study.
Yeah,
I will still continue to take them off tension. I don't know, force a habit. I just see it on there, and I'm like, even my compound bow. It always freaked me out at first when I got my compound bow. I'm like that I couldn't take the string off. It just feels weird.
yeah. I've never noticed it. I didn't ever pay attention to it until I got back and I looked and I had 2 belts in tension on my grinders, and I was just like, "Huh, well, maybe there's something there." But I guess if you're not leaving them there for, like, weeks and weeks and weeks, it really doesn't. I don't think it matters, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Keep it coming. Let us know.
Yeah. And if there's
Never
any other
figure.
dumb shit we need to talk about, kind of like that, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're the
Anything you
masters of
want.
dumb
You ever
shit.
If you ever would just want to disagree with Denis, send me a message and I'll be sure to call him a
We'll create a
dumbass.
topic around it.
Yeah. And you could anonymously say he's full of shit. No.
You want to know who's not full of shit?
Tell me.
Mr. Lawrence Lake at Maritime Knife Supply. He's not full of shit. And it was funny because I had the guy in the shop today and was talking about Maritime, of course. And I told the story about Blade Show and how Lawrence and I were standing beside each other and we look really alike. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we don't really look alike. And then I get on Facebook and I see that Lawrence updated his picture. I'm like, fuck yeah, we really do look alike.
No, yeah, you do.
Especially if he's got a hat on, because I got a little bit more hair than him, but but if you need anything knife related and you want to get it from a really good looking guy, you need to go to Maritime Knife Supply. They
Who
got
can
all
dunk, by the way.
Well, in his 20s, come on. Go to Maritime Knife Supply, get all you need. I pulled out the Kydex for the sheath for the class today. Maritime
Nice.
Knife Supply. Pins, you name it. Everything I get at Maritime Knife Supply. So you should too.
Absolutely. Same. The Tactical Chupacabra is brought to you by Steel from Maritime, pins from Maritime, liners from Maritime, and scales I got from Rob's.
A gator piss? Did you get the gator piss from Maritime?
Sure. Yeah, I did actually. That's right. via Koi, but yeah.
Well,
So, yeah, go to Maritime Knife Supply for all your knife making needs, hands down, one-stop shop. And I can't wait to Blade to get there because we always hang out and have a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
Good dude.
We'll do the compulsory picture in the pit of Lawrence and I.
Yeah. Brothers.
All right. I think we need to get to one of the two major topics of the podcast.
That I missed out on trout opener last week too. That's something I meant to talk about.
You missed out on trout opener?
Yeah.
Is there
every year for many, many, many years, I go up to June Lake for the seasonal trout opener. And,
but it's May.
I know. So I missed it. It opens the last week of April. I think it was last week.
The fish are still there the first week of May, right?
Yeah, but they're not as hungry. I mean, there couldn't be anything more important than that. And also, I mean, I do need to tell you that the Oakland Athletics went on a 6-game winning streak out of nowhere. So, like, it was the only thing that, consoled me during
Stop the presses. Everybody just stop what they're doing and listen to Jerid's favorite team. 6 in a row.
6 in a row. That may be the last 6 they win, but it was fantastic to watch. Every day I get updates. I'm like, oh, they got their ass whipped up. Holy shit, they won. Did they just sweep the Pirates? Whoa.
Does that team suck?
Winning. Obviously. Yeah. So I don't know what else. I mean, I think we can end the show now because those are the most important things for sure.
Oh no. We have to talk about the work for it, guys. And me mostly, you mostly got shrapnel getting called out on the Work for It podcast by my friend Brian House. So where do we start?
You're a thief? And a liar?
So for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, maybe we should reel it back in and tell them what happened.
Sure. You going to play the clip? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
So in our podcast last week, I talked about getting the spoon making kit, which is the 2 swage blocks, the top, the bottom block, the copper for the spoon and the handle and the rivets. you can buy that kit from Housemade and make a spoon.
Scoop.
And spoon, whatever. Spoon. I call it a spoon kit, but I guess it's a scoop. But so, and in last week's episode, I talked about, I was excited to get it. And then before I made the scoop, I took it upstairs and I went to Fusion 360 and I I wanted to make, I was going to make, and I am making these. I wanted a bunch to sell at like some local fairs here and stuff like that. And I get called out, and they played that clip on the Work For It podcast in the opener. And basically, Brian was like, I can't believe someone from the community is stealing and thieving my work and blah, 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 blah. And okay, and Brian and Brent and I had already talked about it. And for everyone, don't worry, we're all friends. We all worked it out. But they basically did, I think, the whole half or 75% of the show on, other people's work and copying other people's work. But I do want to defend myself here. And I told Brian and Brent the same thing.
There's no going back, dude.
Oh no, I got it. And I told them this on the phone. They know all this. So I'm telling you guys, the audience, the 20 people out there that are listening.
19 now.
Yeah, right.
Don't fuck with Brian.
He's a thief.
Yeah.
So don't send me hate mail about how I'm dissing Brian. I'm explaining what happened. So months and months ago when Brian started the Scoop project, by the way, where did the Scoop project idea come from, Jerid?
I don't know. Speaking of like stealing ideas, but I know there was this time that, I mean, it really brought up a very emotional time for me because, during this whole, scenario that we just experienced here with the Work For It, because, last year at the foundry, we were sitting around a table in Florida, hot as fuck, no matter what time of day it is, sweating our balls off. What is that thing called outside?
Weather?
No, the fucking encasing.
I don't know what
No,
the fuck you're
where
talking
you
about.
sit outside. That little.
Lanai.
The lanai. Yeah, that's right. You lie in the lanai.
This actually happened in the shop, by the way. It was not in the lanai, but go ahead.
At any rate, we were standing around. I think it was at the lanai because I told everybody that I wanted to make a spoon, and I got laughed at, made fun of, called just the horriblest names, only to find out that this guy wrote it down in his pocket and took it and created an entire billion-dollar industry of making scoops. So I don't know, man. I'm a little pissed off, but I guess.
And 100%, this is 100% true because I was one of the people making fun of Jay. Like, what are you making spoons? Like, what are you, like, Kyle Jeanette? Like, come on, making spoons.
Yeah. Oh, I said I wanted to make copper
spoons. I remember. And then we all did laugh at you. I had a good laugh. Brian was just snickering because I think he was writing at the same time.
This is true. Yeah, it was weird. He was like, "Oh no, I'm just doing something else." But yeah, I mean, I'm calling some reverse thievery here.
But that did happen. But in all seriousness, back to the story. So a couple of months ago, I said, Brian, so like, are people like, what do you expect out of this? Like, he's like, oh yeah, I totally want people to get them and buy them and make spoons to resell. So that was my plan. Buy the little kit. And Jerid can back me up on this. I had all of the materials to make the swage. I have and still have the ball bearings and everything. So I had all that material to make the swage. But I saw that Brian had it. I said, I'll just support Brian and I'll buy it from him. Unbeknownst to me, I'm going to cash all this shit for I didn't know that Brian was selling and expecting people to buy the materials from him, meaning the actual spoon, Like, okay, you buy the making kit, but if you wanted to make more spoons, you were supposed to buy them from Brian. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had them for sale. So I thought he expected us, if you wanted to make more spoons, go fucking find them yourself and go do it. So, and that's what I told him and Brent on the phone. Like, I didn't know you guys were selling those. I thought you wanted people to go do that. So, or else I'm not a dumbass. I wouldn't have told everyone on the podcast, oh yeah, hey, this is what you do. You go to Fusion 360 and you do this, and then you order them from Send Cut Send. You know,
It
of
was
course.
brazen. It was so brazen. The
Yeah,
way
I'm giving
just
Brian and Brent the big middle finger on the podcast. Like, yeah. So, but we all worked it out. I do think this, you know, a learning experience on both sides. First of all, don't tell Brian what you're doing. No, I'm kidding, but
well, yeah, I mean, secretly, I have an Etsy page where I stole Brian's idea, and I have a really big announcement right now. I with all of the money that I made from the Copper Spoon treachery design thieving,
uh-huh.
I am now joining Denis Tyrell in retirement after Blade Show.
That's right.
I just made a fucking killing on these things. So, buddy, thank you for the inspiration. I really appreciate
We're gonna
all this
call it
stuff.
Tyrell Echo Blade Knifeworks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yep.
Let's do it. But I do think there was some learning on both sides. I think Brian has learned that, you know, they're a little, the kits he sells are a little overpriced if he expects people to buy them to resell. I just don't think there's enough money in it for people that want to do it that way. So, and he's looking at other avenues, getting a page set up with Send Cut Send. So good has come out of this. And like Brian has said to us, like the equivalent of like no publicity is bad publicity. Like this got so much attention on it, so much more attention on the Scoop project that it's all good. We're all good, you know. It, but it was certainly like it's one of those moments. Like, wait, someone's mad at me for what? What did I do? So there was like I get a message from Brent saying, "Can we chat?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I'm thinking he's going to ask me some question, and he's like fires out of the gate at me, like, "So, what's your opinion on Steely Designs?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "The Spoon Project, the Scoop Project. It's okay to just steal the." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You guys don't even sell those." He goes, "Yeah, we do." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't." And I was seriously, while we were talking on the phone, I had to look it up in Housemate. I'm like, "Oh, fuck, you guys do sell those." Yeah, no idea. Didn't know. But, you know, I'm on the vein. And then they got into talking on the podcast, and B Cone said something about, oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to, in my class, want to teach my class with my K-tip Gyoto. And Brian correctly set him straight and said, there's no original designs. And Brian, I'm going to bust your balls a little bit. Like everybody has a K-tip Gyoto that's full tang. Like there's nothing original there, right? Come on. So I give away my designs. All my patrons have my designs. I've seen my designs from people making knives. And I'll usually send a little tester comment, say, hey, that looks really good. And they're like, oh yeah, of course it does. That's your design. And I'm like, I love that. I have no problem with that. As long as they're not going to like put a Tyrell Knifeworks maker's mark on it, try to sell it as mine. I don't give a shit. Right.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, make your version of whatever the design is. The end product should tell the story, not does that profile look like my profile? Come on. There's not that many designs out there. And especially if you're talking about like full tang knives, there's not that many designs out there that are unique. There just isn't.
True. Yeah. I think it was a good, I mean, to kind of bring it all around, I think it's really, really important, and it's a good topic. And I think I may have heard like it's something that should be talked about, you know, for our community to just kind of, it's not like a quit your bitching type thing, but it's a, you know, like chill the fuck out because
let
you
it
know,
go.
yeah.
Let it go.
Oh my God, do it. Fucking do it.
That's as much singing as you're ever going to do.
Oh my God.
You'd
I
have
can't
to
hold it back anymore.
Yeah.
Steal my designs. Go ahead.
See, that was you're the lyric meister, not me.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I will.
Catch me in the pit, maybe I'll sing you a song.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. Ugh, I live for those things. But I think it's really important. It was important for me. I'll just talk for me to kind of to hear that, because even my dumbass will see things or I'll post something or I'll do something and I get this, I don't know, it's just in everyone's mind, I'm hoping, but like, oh, that looks similar to, and really got to check myself and understand that, for one, somebody like myself who hasn't been making that long, right? It's almost impossible to have an original anything, right? You're going to have your style, you're going to have your take on it, you're going to have your, you know, um whatever you are, your style. But like, and for the newer guys, like we're all just coming into what is Echo Blade style, right? I put a little swoop in the top of mine, like a thumb ramp, right? I started doing it and I fucking know I saw it somewhere. I don't know who, what, when, why, and how. I'm not the first fucking one to do that, right? But that's kind of something that I tried to put in my knives to make it look something different, but that's not mine forever, like Cerakoting the Stormtrooper. There's a lot of Cerakote stuff, like happening now and coming out. And the biggest part is like we're in competition. We are, right? Ultimately, we're in business and are, for the full-time guys, a lot, right? But not many of us live by each other, right? There's plenty
Yeah.
nobody's stealing like money out of each other's pockets. And I was thinking to myself too, if I was going to literally steal Brian's design and sell spoons, like it would take me a lot of dollars to break even with how much I've spent supporting Housemaid, right? Like I literally am like a
Same, guilty.
Housemaid fanboy, like marketing. Just, I mean, I should have a Housemaid. I should fucking. Ryan was talking about getting the gator piss on there. I should have Housemaid.
Yeah, get the lightning bolt on your neck.
Yeah, that would go really well, especially today.
Get
Being
one on each
that,
side, you'd be Frankenstein.
yeah, no, there's a lot of implication to those lightning bolts, buddy. But yeah, so I know I thought it was cool. It was a little bit like, oh fuck, right? Because
Well, the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Man, they're really giving it to us."
yeah, these guys, and I'm like, but I'm with you. You know what I mean? Like, we get, I'm a firm believer. If the ship sinks, the rat jumps first. But I'm going down with you, buddy. Don't you worry. We're in this together. But I was like, God damn, I wish I would have did something. No.
And, when obviously, you're not gonna, like, for knife designs, right? There's only so many knife designs, right? And there's you see, you can, and everybody does this. They'll pick, oh, I kind of like that, even if it's subliminal. I
Sure.
like that part of the design. You don't remember where it came from, but you kind of incorporate that into your style. And then you pick something else and you incorporate that into your style. Maybe the way the back of the handle flares, or like there's little things. And
Yep.
eventually all those things morph into your style. And at the end, people are like, oh yeah, that's a Tyrell Knifeworks, or that's an Echo Blades, or that's a Claudio Sobral, or these makers, you get to recognize their styles. They
Yep.
didn't start that way.
Nope.
Nobody starts with this magical style that everyone recognizes, right? It
Nope.
always looks like something else.
Yeah.
But when it comes to tools and machines and stuff like that, like, the only way to not get stuff copied is to patent it, but that's only good. Okay, everyone's like, oh, you should just patent it. Right. Patenting costs a fortune. Okay. Um, patent is only useful if you're willing to litigate over it, right? If you're willing to spend the money and get a lawyer and sue someone over patent infringement, that's what it's good for. Maybe there's a little thing like, hey, I have a patent. Here's the patent number. Go look it up, cease and desist, without having to get it. Maybe that works, but you know,
Yeah.
uh,
What do they have to change? Like, it's a small percentage
it's
of
like 30% or something. I don't
like
know.
some
Like,
deviation.
And it has to be significant. And what you patent, if you try to patent something, and by the way, guys, I have 5 US patents, so I do know what I'm talking about.
What the fuck did you patent?
When I was at Oracle, I have 5 US software patents. I have the
Wow.
plaques and everything. And I've had to fill out
Nerd.
I know, right?
You're
But I've had to
fucking
fill out the
nerd.
paperwork for a patent, and it's
Okay.
fucking endless of
Okay.
justifications. And part of a patent is why, like, is there anything on the market? If there's anything on the market that's similar to your thing, they won't file the patent. Right?
No.
So it's like, oh, you can't file a patent for a 2x72 grinder. There's no fucking way. Like, or a surface grinding attachment, or you name it. It would have to be something absolutely unique that isn't on the market and you haven't talked about publicly. And. So, yeah. And when people say, oh, you should have patented it. No, that it's not that easy. Only big companies with lots of money patent things, typically. But
Gotcha.
anyway, that's my spiel on patents.
Yeah.
But it's all good. We're all friendly. I don't think Brian's in the poorhouse by people stealing, his scoop projects. I wasn't the only one. And I think I wasn't the only one that was confused that he expected people to buy the materials from him. I think there was some confusion there. We worked it out. Yes, I have 10 from Senkatsen that I got, and I'm going to sell them, and they're going to be, I'm actually going to get Brian. I think I'm going to get Brian to autograph one. We'll call it the house-made copy spoon. But yeah,
There's a better name there. Give me a minute. Yeah.
yeah, I know, right? It's not house-made; it's house stolen.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Oh,
But Brian, yeah, I need your signature on that. Because people have been asking you to hand make those and sign them. I need you to sign these.
I hope he charges you. No.
He's gonna kick me in the nuts.
It's going to charge you the delta for the money you saved on the blank.
Right?
Oh man. Yeah. No, that was interesting because I think subconsciously somewhere down the line it's going to happen, right? You're going to say something, I'm going to say something, and we're going to piss somebody off.
Oh yeah.
It's going to happen, right? And I was just like I didn't think 15 episodes in, we were already going to be causing problems, but
I'm surprised it wasn't episode 5. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I guess so. But we're ready for you, fuckers. Come on. No.
Something else I do want to talk about from last week's episode. So you were making fun of me because maybe I was, I had a couple of glasses of wine, and you're like, oh yeah, and you were saying that that everyone gets to hear the real me. I think everyone's used to hearing me on YouTube, and I'm all super serious, and but Jerid always says, oh yeah, you get to see the real me when we're shooting the shit in the shop or we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And all you guys need to come to Blade Show and let's
and you'll be super annoyed with him, talk shit about the dumb shit he says. And
no, that's just you.
Oh, my bad.
That's just you. I'm talking about everybody else.
No, yeah,
where,
just you make the whole don't meet your hero real.
Yeah, but for everybody else, not Jerid, for everybody else, come talk to me at Blade, and you'll hear the real me. You may not like it, so get ready.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the YouTube persona, I mean, you have to be, right? You're not, it's not a pussy ass bitch fest, so come listen to the Triple T and you'll get that.
Right. Oh, that had to be said.
Yes.
All right. Well, we got to get to the Viking challenge. We've drawn people out this long. Anything else you want to get to before we get to that?
No.
How about you tell us about how you finished the handle? What did you do to that tactical chupacabra at the very end? What did you do to it?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but I do have plans to use this premium wax from Pelican Paste, our buddy over at Pelican Paste. I just fuck that.
Travis.
I use Pelican Paste over at Pelican Paste. If you want to use Pelican Paste, go check out the Pelican Paste from Travis Haynes, the premium wax, which I did. I did do a test on the first part, but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna lube it all up with that oil and give it a nice shiny coat. Food safe, um, corrosion resistance help, all kinds of goodness from this stuff, and it smells like, dude, citrusy California oranges. So I had Mr. Nick Tobin
He said to send me the
from
same thing.
Pickle Cutters reached out to me and said that he was just absolutely shocked that he was in Florida and went to go buy some oranges, and they said they were from California and he didn't buy them. And I was like, I don't blame you because we send all the shitty ones over there. So
He said the same thing to me, and I had to set him straight that most Florida oranges are used for juice, but eating oranges come from California.
that's right.
Because the pretty oranges that you eat, those come from California.
That's
There's
right.
a joke there. I'm going to leave it alone.
Don't. However, when you're done with anything, leather, your blade handles, make sure that you hook it up and show it some love with some Pelican Paste, and make sure you go check out Pelican Paste for all of your premium wax needs.
That's right. And since we're doing sponsors, I want to shout out Frank Machado over at Two Basterds, Texas Smithy and Supplies. I was showcasing his hammer to my student this week. He hammered out his knife with a Two Basterds fat peen, straight peen hammer, and he loved it so much he called up Frank, or is calling up Frank, to get one of his very own. So it's that easy, folks. All you have to do, have that hammer in your hand, and it will become your favorite hammer. So go get one.
Put the mean peen in your hand, and
that's right. The fat peen. Everyone wants to hold the fat peen.
That's right.
Frank's wife must be shuddering every time she hears our ad read.
I don't know. I think it's great.
I think it's advertisement not only for Frank's business, but I don't know what else. I think it's helping his home life.
When the fat peen is on the scene, you better believe people are green with envy.
Oh.
And thank you for the text message and the message, Frank. I appreciate that, man.
All right, let's get to the Viking Challenge. Where did we start? We got to announce the participating channel winners. We got to talk about the top judges and the top viewer, the viewers that won in the viewer entry. Where should we start, Jerid?
I want the viewers.
You want the viewer? Yeah. See, everyone wants the viewers. So
let's do that last, and then tell me about the participating channels.
The participating channels. All right. So I'll remind everyone how this works. The viewer votes. So viewers vote for their favorite YouTube build of the 14 that there were. Viewer votes. So the viewer voting counts for 50% of the weighting. And then the judges, and there's 5 YouTube channels that are judges, their votes count for the other 50% of the weighting. Okay. So I'm just going to break it down, give you the final, after all that stuff's been calculated. And I'm going to give you the top 4, because the top 4 become the judges in the next challenge. And then the winning judge of the current judges stays in the judges tier. Okay. Makes sense?
Gotcha. Yep. I'm following you. And by the way, I have zero idea who won.
Nobody. I haven't told anybody. Even participants, nobody knows. This is it. Okay. So at number 4, we have Matt Duncan at Mystic Mountain Forge for his spectacular axe. I love it. It looked really cool. Loved it. It's a good job, Matt.
Yep. Love his channel.
Number 3 in third place, relatively new or smaller, one of the smaller channels, Harpia Knives. Did a fantastic build. Really loved it. It just looks really cool. So go check out
Okay.
Harpy and Knives in third place. In second place, spectacular build. Loved it. Blackbeard Projects
Nice.
did just an amazing sword, and he did a bunch of videos leading up to this. This video was really the last part of the build. So
Yeah.
he did a bunch of videos leading up to this sword build, and he kept it really authentic. So really nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It turned out beautiful. So
I kind of laughed when I listened to his video because he doesn't very talk that much, but when he did his little intro, like you could tell he was pretty passionate about and really wanted this thing to go because he was like, I need to get in here. So good for you, man.
yeah. So great job. In number one, some dickhead decided to make a sword and has taken number one, and that would be yours truly. So,
Spencer.
no, these guys don't want me in the bracket next time. So, yeah. So I made number one on this one, so I will be a judge on the next one.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, I had a really fun time doing this blade. It's always weird, if I win the challenge, because then I have to announce myself. So it's weird. But you guys voted, the judges voted out of my hands. I appreciate it. I did spend a lot of time on this build. So yeah, thank you all for the encouragement. And it was a fun build.
I'm pretty sure it all came down to the pictures.
What? You don't like the build? You just like the pictures?
I think
Oh, you
how
mean?
you represent
Oh, you mean?
your build takes a really true photographer, and yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, because you took the. I was trying to figure out your angle here, but there's a couple builds. Like I want to talk about a couple of my favorite builds
Yes.
in the challenge. Um, I gotta tell you guys the story of Green Beetle, Steve at Green Beetle. He had just a catastrophic failure on his press. So he's on like I don't know what, the fourth forge weld. So he's got a big brick of steel, like a big billet that's like 3 inches by 3 inches by whatever, 6 inches. And his press breaks. It's going to be weeks to get parts. Like he's dead in the water. And this is a really complicated Damascus. He can't hand hammer it. He's dead in the water. And he shows us the picture of this block of steel. And everyone almost in the Discord chat says, oh no, you still got to do a video. That's your entry picture. His video of like this block of steel, and he did like, the
Metal.
Last Supper, and someone's holding the block of steel, and like hieroglyphics with someone holding the block of steel, and like superimposed it in like 20 different pictures about how it was historically accurate. And
I mean, it was everywhere. It was so well done.
it was really good. It was super funny. Um, and Phil at PJT Forging, he did the helmet.
Loved it.
Awesome.
Yep,
Awesome.
loved it.
And then one of the judges' builds, all the judges' builds are awesome. We'll get to the judges' builds, but my favorite judges' build for the comedic factor, of course, had to go to Tony and Bubba.
Yep.
And yeah, Bubba always makes a wonderful appearance on
Yeah.
Tony Severio's builds. And all of the builds were awesome. Like I'm not leaving anybody out, but it was so fun. I had such a good time. And going into this challenge, like I didn't love the Viking theme because and this shows in the viewer entries and stuff, there's only, all the viewer entries are a sax, an axe, or a sword.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like really 3 entries, and that's all there were. But then again, you think of Samurai Challenge, there was only like 3 entries pretty much. So it wasn't any different.
Yep.
But so those are the participating channels. Let's do the judges.
Okay.
So And the judge, everybody votes on the judges, even the judges themselves. At number one, sorry, let's go number 3. Okay, so wait, number
Who are the
3.
judges?
Oh, yeah. So the judges were Tony Severio Knives, Justin at Rainy Day Forge.
Okay.
We have JP at JP's Blade Works. John, who is the reigning champ at Old Hickory Forge. And then my buddy Spencer at Heavy Forge.
Okay.
So those are the 5 judges. Okay. At number 3, sorry, we have a 2-way tie for number 3.
Oh, wow.
Between Tony Severio Knives and Rainy Day Forge. Okay. Both awesome builds. Good job, boys. And there's not that many votes here. So the votes between 3rd and 4th is really 1 vote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in 2nd place, John at Old Hickory Forge.
Okay.
So the new champ, the new top judge, Spencer at Heavy Forge, laying down the knowledge. If you watch his video, I get Spencer on the phone. He starts talking like, phase diagrams and carbide, and I'm like, whoa, dude, talk to me like I'm an idiot. But he goes into so much about woots, and doing that edge bar that he did for his sword is crazy town. Like, that is such a hard, it's such a hard forge weld that he did, that kudos to Spencer for making that sword. And I love it when he's testing, he's talking about it at the end, and he's like, yeah, mostly these swords come in around 2.5 pounds, but mine's closer to 4. But mere mortal men, they have swords that are like 2.5 pounds, but Spencer's arms are like 2 feet across. So
Yeah, we talked about that on a couple of episodes ago, and congrats, man. That thing, the sword was beautiful. The video was crazy. I think, what did I say? I felt dumb and
yeah,
smart at the same time. It's like I was like, oh, like he started going on with those charts and stuff. But yeah, that edge bar had me just in awe. So well
yeah,
deserved, and congrats, man.
yep. I'm thrilled to be in the judges bracket with Spencer for the next one. We'll announce what the next one is at the end. All right, viewers. We had 37 viewer entries. More.
Wow.
I think it was almost twice as much as we've ever had. So
Wow,
it's
that's
just getting
awesome.
bigger every time. So I think we had like 17 or 15, something like that in the Samurai Challenge. I don't remember exactly. I'm guessing, but it's around there. And 37. So surprisingly, and this is how good these top 5 builds were, that every one of the votes cast was for one of these top 5 builds.
Wow.
There was no votes for any, like, these guys, like their builds were just stellar. So obviously on the podcast we can't show you. You guys can go look them up. I'm going to have a video that's going to come out later this week, probably Thursday. You'll see the winners, and there'll be the winners, but you'll see a little montage of all of the viewer entries.
That's cool.
Yeah. So again, we had a tie. So for the top 5, what?
How does this voting go? This is open to everyone, and then the judges, participants get it?
All judges, all participants vote.
Okay.
Okay. And we vote for you vote for your favorite first, favorite second, and favorite third. So it's so weird. Only these 5 got votes for first, second, and third. It's not like even like some other one got like, my third favorite build is this. All votes were for these top 5. That's how, when you see them, you're like, oh yeah. So there was a tie for 4th, okay, between I could butcher some of these names, but Johan Fagerland and Clayton Tudor. Okay, these guys both tied for 4th. Okay, so sorry guys, you're on the bubble, just out of the prize pool, but nonetheless, good job. Amazing builds. At number 3, okay, Sean Bina. Okay, you took third, so you're in the. We need to talk about sponsors too, so I'm going
I
to
was just
mention
going to
that
bring that
after.
up.
Yep, yep. Number 2, James Afseth. So James takes number 2, and I think I called this one
Brainy.
the number 1 about a month ago.
Yeah.
When I looked at this one, I said, "Man, this one is definitely in the running." And Jacob Christian's sword with the wire braiding, amazing build. So Jacob Christian took number 1.
What's his
He
forge name?
I only have his name because I'm doing these through email, so I don't have his forge name here. But if I have it, I'll put it in the video on Thursday. But Jacob,
Okay.
you take number 1. So I want to talk about our sponsors. Okay. Maritime Knife Supply, a $500 spread across the winners. I think it's 300, 200, 100. So Maritime Knife Supply, putting up some gift certificate money to the winners. We
Awesome.
just awesome. Thank you, Lawrence. We got Mosa US that's putting up mosaic pins, which includes a custom pin for these guys. They can pick a custom pin. So there's a bunch of pins. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't remember the exact numbers of pins, but it's really cool. And Knife Print, the folks at Knife Print supplied some amazing prizes, including for first place a 2x72 grinder kit.
Nice.
Yeah, plus some certain number of dollars for water jet services for everybody, so you guys can get yourselves some water jet cut knives. Go use Knife Print. So want a big shout out for our sponsors, Knife Print. I use Knife Print. Check it out, Knife Print, for all your knife designing needs and for water jet
Stealing needs.
cutting.
For all your knife stealing design needs, check out
Right, that's
Knife
right. They
Print.
do have a draw from image
That's
feature.
right. There you go.
Mosa, if you want mosaic pins to notch up your knives, that extra little notch, go get yourself some mosaic pins. And of course, we all know and love Lawrence from Maritime Knife Supply. Get all your stuff from Maritime.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Bestlin.
yeah. So last thing to announce is the next challenge.
Bestlin Blade Works is Jacob.
Oh, thank you.
And you did call that.
Yeah,
You called him out as a on our maker spotlight. So good for you.
yeah,
And great build, man.
yeah. Um, but the next challenge, which I'm actually glad I'm in the judges because I still got to do a build, but I don't like this challenge. You fuckers picked it, and the guys in the thing were laughing at me. Um, the next
Have
challenge
Have you seen the
is
Fallout?
the next challenge is the apocalyptic challenge where you have to use reclaimed material.
Ah.
And everyone in the Discord is laughing at me, saying that, haha, I want to see what Denis is going to do with this one. So yeah, it will be reclaimed material, apocalyptic, Fallout kind of theme on the next one. So
That's cool.
yeah.
I personally am smiling because I just watched the beginner series from the Triple T, and we discussed, buying steel from a known source, and you're fucked.
Hey, I'm sure I have some leaf spring. I have some 5160 from a
We want to see you rip a car apart, a bike chain, something, man. Come on.
yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do something funny on this one. because I don't know what the build is going to be. Maybe I'm going to reclaim some gold from something and do gold inlay. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh yeah, that's real genius. When does that challenge come out? Is that any dates yet, or
It's usually October-ish.
October?
We usually do them April, October-ish.
Okay.
So I don't have the timelines. Stay tuned. Join the Facebook group. If you're anti-Facebook, then just watch my triple T's. You'll see an announcement around July, August time frame. And I'll do Instagram posts on it and yada, yada. You'll hear about it. Or just join the Facebook group and make it easy.
It's a really good group. It was really cool to watch everybody post progress pics of the build and stuff, and everybody did a fantastic job. Congrats to everybody, to all the winners and participants. Really, really cool one. And
Yeah.
thank you for putting this on. You do a fantastic job for this community during your late night thievery events, but you still find time to give back and create these awesome challenges that just breed and focus on community. So thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. Well,
From the knife making community to you, from all of us, we thank you for this challenge. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you can't steal everything, right?
No.
One other thing I did want to update. I'm still collecting. Still want to remind people, if you're going to Blade Show in Atlanta, I'm still collecting names and tables. If you want to be part of this scavenger hunt, all you got to do is say, I want to participate. I'll drop off one of the coins at your table. Let me know if you want to be part of that. Otherwise, I'm just going to walk around and put them on tables that I know. So if you want to get locked in, and I think there's only going to be 28 or 29 of these things, you want one of the coins you want all these people to come by your table because they're looking for to do the scavenger hunt, then let me know. Reach out to me or put it in the podcast IG.
You're not going to hand out 29 coffee scoops, are you?
Oh, fuck, that would have been funny.
If you want a completely stolen coffee scoop, go see Dennis and get in on the scavenger hunt.
Why did I think of that? Damn it.
Because I'm a genius and you're dumb.
We're going to give one to everyone except Brian.
Yes. Oh, that's fucking great.
Oh, all right. That's
Man.
enough. I've had enough beating for one night.
Oh, we still have a couple things here. Oh, what did you do for your triple T?
What did I do for my triple T? Fuck, it's so long ago, I don't remember. What was triple T last week?
I just want to highlight the fact that you don't know.
The sand shark. I did the sand shark video. We talked about that already. What are you messing with me for?
Jesus, it's so good. Your face.
You're a dick.
I wish my brother, when I was golfing with my brother last weekend or whenever that was, he was, God bless his silly little heart, but he was like, you guys got to do it live and show your faces and do this. It's the only way. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Nobody wants to see
moment,
that.
I wish we would have done that. That would have been great because you were like, what? Oh, that's great. So who did you have for a Maker Spotlight?
Oh, yeah, that's a Maker Spotlight. I had, okay, I even forget it. I got to go back and look at the notes. Who did you have? You go first.
I had our buddy Manny over at Parable Knives. I absolutely love what this guy does. The reels are great. The information is great. Had several conversations with him about some stuff, always dropping some tips and knowledge. Does a lot of, testing of stuff of his knives on IG. And just really, really cool stuff and awesome maker. And I just thought, he's got 5,084 followers, and it is Parable Knives, Parable Knives, and IG. So if you're not following him already, make sure you do go stop by, check him out, say what's up, tell him Triple T sent you. And but yeah, really just awesome stuff. So I thought he deserves some a shout out and some love. So keep it
Nice.
up, Manny.
This week I wanted. Oh, I also want to go over the comment, but this week I wanted to just highlight a maker that didn't have all that many followers. So I, like I always do, just kind of going through my feed and my notifications and stuff. So I'm picking Nolan Knifeworks. 348 followers, but it's got some really cool knives. It's been doing some stone washing, some cool handles. So yeah, go check him out. Give him some love. I think is Jesse at Nolan Knifework. Give him a follow. Let's get him up way beyond the 348 followers.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Because we're talking about Viking Challenge, I wanted to do my comment of the week. Is actually from Phil at PJT Forging.
Okay.
He put this one in the Discord chat, and Phil's a really funny guy. You got to go watch his video if you haven't.
Yes, good watch.
And so he puts this. He pasted this comment into the Discord chat, and some guy, solid_Jackson, whoever that is on YouTube, says to Phil, "Please stop trying to be entertaining. You're not funny when you try. You're obviously skilled and content is good, but you're aping other creators excessively." And then Phil responds with this super nice, "Hey man, I'm sorry you don't find my sense of humor to your taste. I've used humor as years as a coping mechanism," and blah, blah, blah. It goes on for like another sentence. And then the guy responds with, "Interesting response. Thank you. Just be yourself. Don't force it. It will still be funny because you naturally want to be. Let your skills speak for yourself and don't copy others." And then Phil responds with, "Just kidding, tool. I'm hilarious."
Nice.
Which made me laugh so hard when I read that.
That's cool. Yeah, he's funny.
He is funny. He's a funny guy. I threatened if I'm ever in the UK, I'm looking him up, and we're going to get together
for sure. I mean, how many guys he did at least a couple minutes of him dodging lettuce.
He was
with
dedicated.
some blades on that. I mean, yeah, every time I was like, he's gonna get no, he's gonna no, he's gonna no, he's gonna no.
Did he ever get?
I think he like sliced a couple things here and there, but yeah, I wanted to see a big old patch of head of lettuce stuck on the horn there, but it didn't happen.
Finally, he does do it in the side of the tree, and
yeah,
does
and then pulls out of it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the dude's a tool.
He always makes me laugh on every video, especially his costumes.
I love the press, the googly eyes and the fucking press just kill me, dude.
I do want to point out that both Honor at Dies in Every Film and Phil had the same costume. So you guys must shop at the same store. It's really embarrassing.
That is.
All right, man. I think we're done.
I think we're done.
I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't get canceled next week, and we'll see you again.
Yeah. I got to go think about what else I could steal this week.
Yeah. I'm exhausted from all my stealing. Just fucking, it's full-time business here.
Oh.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yo soy Teletubby.